Nah, this is crazy. So Samsung just invited me to this top secret back corner room of their building here to show me their brand new TriFold device, and this thing blew my mind. Let's get into it.
Alright guys, first experience actually unfolding the TriFold. Let's do this. Boom. Ooh. This is so cool. Look at the size of this. So my first thing was, I was like a little bit curious, like, would you mind having that extra weight and the thickness? Because it's definitely noticeably thicker. Like, let me get the Fold 7, hold on. With the Fold 7, like it's so nice and thin and everything. So my whole thing was, okay, would I mind giving up that thinness for something that comes with 3 screens? Actually, like 4 technically, but like the whole reason I wanted to make this video is basically I want to explore if this is more so, like, is this an actual like proper use case, or is this like a gimmick, right? And that's what we want to kind of take a look at in this video. And right off the bat, I'm telling you, man, I'm leaning towards the real use case because there's so many cool things you can do with this bigger screen here that you're not able to do with like the Fold 7. For example, right off the bat, that comes to my mind. Like, let's say you're watching a video or something. Okay, so let's go ahead, open this up. Okay, man, look at the size of that. Just even in portrait mode, that's insane. Oh, like I also like how like you can have it like this, but you can still kind of scroll other videos. You can still check out comments on the side here while you're watching.
Just to give you an example, this is what a traditional phone experience looks like. This is what 90% of us are probably used to, and it's okay, it gets the job done. But then you bring in a foldable, and okay, this is slightly better, but then again, you realize that if you're watching a video, you're basically getting 2 huge black bars on the top and bottom, and it's not really any different. In fact, it might even be smaller than our traditional experience. And now you bring in the TriFold, and now it's actually genuinely groundbreaking, because look how much bigger this is even compared to the Fold. This is the kind of experience you really want from a media or foldable device that we've all pretty much dreamed of since the first foldable was announced. Like, this is practical and actual use case for both productivity and entertainment, and I think it's the best of both worlds. And not to mention, my favorite way of using this is in portrait mode.
This is like the dreams that we all used to have, like oh, like a tablet that like fits in your pocket. Like, literally used to talk about this. Now we have it. Okay, so actual usability wise, so one thing I do notice is when the phone is in your candy bar shape, it does feel quite hefty. But the moment you unfold it, it feels super light, like, because the weight is like then finally fully distributed. But with the Fold 7, even when you're folded, this thing feels super light. For daily devices, is really nice. Are you willing to give that up to get this big of a screen? And that's a question you gotta answer. How much more thinner can you go, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to think here, because look, like the only thing holding this back is the actual USB-C port right here. So like if you were to go thinner, then you have to get rid of the USB-C port. The only other option now is to make this only wireless charging, and to make it even thinner if you wanted to get the thickness down a little bit.
But in all honesty, I don't know how much thinner this can get, because if you actually compare here to the Fold 7, it's pretty much very similar unfolded, and when you do fold it out, it's pretty much as thick as one extra display, which is basically what this phone has. Also, of course, on brand, we still haven't gotten rid of that bounce because of the camera module at the back. Overall, my usage of this phone was actually a very pleasant experience. And yes, for those wondering, you can kind of swing it open with one hand still, like I did with the Fold 7. Now, there are some little quirks here to keep in mind, like for example, this camera cutout here, it interferes with your actual screen usage, which I don't like. Also, you do have to close this phone in a specific way, and when you don't, you do get the phone vibrating like crazy and this notification on the actual screen telling you to fix it. But other than that, the actual usability of this thing is insane. Just the multitasking that you can do, the productivity on this thing goes hard. Also, typing on this while the whole screen is open is actually surprisingly pretty easy. I didn't have any issues with it with a keyboard split, which was pretty good. Also, your experience browsing things like TikTok or Instagram is just so much better, because now I can actually see all of my comments on the side while I'm also browsing, and yeah, it just makes the experience much more immersive, as though we needed more of that. But I think by far, honestly, like the coolest thing about this whole thing is you fold up that 10-inch tablet and throw it into your pocket. And then when you need to, you can pull it back out and unfold this thing, and it is like, man, it's still just bends my mind sometimes. Also, let's take a look at the hinges here. I think we're about, what, 7 years deep into Samsung hinge tech now with the Fold 7, and Samsung has just perfected this so well now. And you can see how these double hinges are actually functioning here. Another thing I really like that Samsung did is they slightly made the last screen here protrude a little bit, so it's much easier for you to actually grab and open this phone. The creases, again, are usually not that noticeable for me personally when I'm using these foldable devices by Samsung. Also, a fun tidbit, I noticed that each of these screens are slightly different thicknesses. So I don't know if that really makes a difference to your life, but it's something I noticed.
Okay, so we just got back from a very short look. They literally gave us like half an hour to get in there and get out to check out the TriFold. And honestly, just coming out and using my Fold 7, this feels a little underwhelming now. I'm still kind of at odds trying to see if it makes sense to use as a daily carry. One thing I will say right off the bat is definitely it's not a gimmick, right? So that was the preface of this video. I can say confidently that this thing is an actual use case and for the right user, right? Like, so if you are somebody who utilizes tablets quite a bit on the go and you don't want to carry two separate devices, this is like the perfect use case scenario for you. But then the other argument is, well, that thing is not as good as being a phone because it's not as thin and nice to hold and light, but also it's not the ideal tablet because maybe the inside screen brightness and stuff is not as good as what like the Tab S11 or the Ultra or something can give you. With the tablet, like with the S11 and stuff, like you have a lot more battery life on that thing, and that's one of the main reasons people even go to tablets. With this, you have the phone size battery on it, which really hinders the tablet aspect of that device. So it's like, do you want a device that does either of the two things decent but neither of them exceptionally, or do you want a device for each that does it exceptionally and you can just carry both? So that's the question you got to ask, right? Like if you're a commuter, maybe that's like an excellent device for you because on your bus ride or train ride, you're sitting there for an hour. Now you can just open up your phone and have like a full-fledged like 10-inch tablet to kind of view on. But yeah, overall, I don't know. Me personally, would I daily that? I'm still thinking on that. If enough of you guys comment in the comment section down below, maybe we'll get our hands on it and we'll do a deep dive because I want to take a look at how's the battery life going to be, how is the performance going to be, how's the screen brightness going to function when you're outdoors in like bright sunlight. And most importantly, at least for me, is you need a solid camera selection here. Now, honestly, if the main camera is the same, like it is the same from the Fold 7 and things, which is why the only reason why I'm not knocking like too many points off that thing, because the main camera is what I use like probably 80% of the time. But sometimes you just need that nice telephoto zoom, or sometimes you just need that really nice ultra wide camera, and both of those on that are very subpar. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Is this a phone that you want to pick up? Or is this the phone that you're even interested in? Or would you rather just carry a phone that does phone really well and a tablet that does tablet really well? Let me know. Until next time.